So hello and welcome to Chat Shit Get Well episode 21. Today I'm here with Mark. And I just wanted to bring Mark onto the podcast because I've seen Mark a couple of times around where I live, and I just thought I really want to know what's behind all this, like these tattoos, and you know what inspired you to decorate yourself the way that you do, and just want to have a little chat about it. So first of all, when did you first start your tattooing journey?
I got my first tattoo at 17.
Okay. Is that the legal age? Is it 16, is it? 16?
No, it's 18 for tattoos. Yeah.
Lawbreaker.
Probably shouldn't have said that. But
Just don't tell me who did it.
I can't even remember who done it. I'm not going to lie.
So you were 17. How old are you now?
33.
33, okay.
Yeah. So it's been a little while.
Yeah. 16, is that 16 years? My maths is crap.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, around that, yeah.
I'm sure someone will tell me that I'm wrong, but
yeah.
I mean, just I don't really know how I got into them, liking them so much. I think within the first year of, obviously getting my first tattoo, I got about 5, I think. So some people have got more than that within a year.
But they're quite sizable ones.
Reasonable. I think the first one was probably the biggest out of the first few that I got. Yeah. And then started getting a bit more money coming in. I thought I'll go for something a bit bigger. Just kind of went on from there.
Yeah. And when did you start? Did you have a style? Like, was there a sort of like images that you were going for? Like,
not really. It was just kind of random stuff here and there. It's like, oh, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. I get that. So, but then I think the main reason why I started to go into the blackout was because I didn't think the designs through as a full sleeve or a full chest piece. So when I was trying to come up with designs to bring everything together, I couldn't come up with a design I was happy with.
Yeah.
So I started seeing pictures online of the blackout tattoos, and I thought, yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Give that a go.
So how long have you? So your arms and your face at the moment are blacked out, right?
Yeah.
And how long's that been that you've had that for?
I started working on the blackout maybe about 8 years ago.
Okay, wow.
Give or take. So 8 or 9. I don't know exactly, but yeah, I like to think I've done quite well in that space of time.
Yeah, you have. Yeah.
Basically, if I wear shorts and trainers, it gives the impression that I'm totally covered. But I've still got some gaps that I need to fill in.
Oh, you have?
Which I'm a little bit disappointed at. But
just not hide those bits.
Yeah, it's mainly on my thighs.
Yeah, okay, right, fair enough.
And,
so your chest and your back's covered as well?
Yeah. I've got a little bit of a gap on the bottom left of my back, just a little bit of blackout that needs filling in.
Yeah.
But majority of it, I'm pretty well covered.
So the plan for the blackout for you, is it to stay blacked out, or are you looking to add to it?
Initially it was, but then I started seeing pictures of white on black.
Yeah.
I've actually seen quite a few places over in America and stuff on Instagram. You could do colour on black, which is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the next stage is going to be white on black, and then go from there.
So you've got a little bit of white. Is that the white on the black around the eyes?
Yeah. I've got a bit of white in there as well.
Oh, yeah.
Bella Muerte.
What's it say?
Bella Muerte.
What's that mean?
Beautiful dead.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Any sort of particular meaning for that you know, any sort of special meaning for you? Or?
Kind of, in a way. I mean, I like skulls.
Okay.
So obviously death is associated with skulls and stuff. So just another way to bring it in. Did you
have a lot of skull work on you before you?
Not as much as I'd like.
Okay. So maybe that's the theme you can use if you go with the white stuff.
That pretty much is going to be the theme.
Oh, cool.
I mean, I've got a massive skull on my back.
Yeah.
Like fucking 18 hours it took for that nice realistic skull.
That was going to be a question I was going to say. What's the longest session, the longest tattoo? Is that the 18 hours?
Yeah, I mean, that was over 3-day sits.
Yeah.
But I think the longest I've sat is 6 hours.
In one go?
Yeah.
And do you use the cream, the numbing cream? No.
To be
Would you
fair,
admit it if you did?
Oh yeah, that's going to be the next bit. No, I did use it because I did have the top of my head blacked out a few years back, and then I had it redone. However many months ago it was, I did numb that.
Yeah,
solid black on the head is pretty painful.
Yeah. So have you got hair growth?
Yeah.
So you just just shave it all off?
I mean, going a bit quite thin on top. But
Oh, well, at least you got that covering it up. So, yeah.
I
win-win.
always said to myself, I want my whole head tattooed by the time I go bald. So
You've achieved.
Easily,
You've only got that little bit.
easily.
Are you going to cover this side as well?
I like the design, but
Yeah, I like
I want to bring the black back a bit to level out with the other side.
Yeah.
And then try and come up with some white design to kind of bring down and
Have you got a
possibly
white?
come down.
Sorry, I'm
Yeah,
just saying.
sorry,
So
yeah,
you've
yeah,
got
yeah.
a white tattoo on the head on the top there. That's a really nice.
I had
design.
that done. I had that
That's
done
really
about
pretty.
a month or so ago.
Okay.
So yeah.
So that's the newest.
Yeah. That one was interesting. I tried numbing it because I knew it was going to hurt. But with the style of the design, it took about 5 attempts to get it looking central.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, he wiped off quite a bit of the
Yeah,
numbing
by
cream.
the time you got the needle, yeah.
So that was an interesting
So
one.
what's your coping technique when you're going through that pain? You have some sort of way to zone out away from that pain.
I just try not to think about it.
Yeah.
It's
Just
the
keep
only way I can.
distracted, yeah.
It's the only way I can explain it. Really, 9 times out of 10, I've got music playing, either headphones or earphones, so that helps.
Yeah.
If it's a reasonably comfortable position, I try and play on my phone. Just something to distract me, basically.
Yeah, just
Everyone's
keep the
got their own
distractions.
way of dealing with it. Some people just lay there and try and meditate.
Yeah.
But I like to try and occupy my mind.
Yeah. I get that.
if you
I think
try
that's for
and-
me as well. I've
Yeah.
only had one tattoo and I cried the whole way through.
I reckon everyone should have at least one just to see what it's
To
like.
know if you love it or hate it,
exactly,
yeah.
exactly.
And obviously you've got quite a lot of piercings as well. So you've got the 2 holes either side of the nose and the... I used to actually have the same piercing,
Yeah.
but a smaller one, obviously. So you've stretched,
more sensible.
you've stretched the septum.
Yes, yeah, I've
here.
stretched that up to 8 mil.
And are you looking to sort of get it any bigger, or are you quite happy
I was
with
thinking about it, but stretching the septum hurts.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
So,
and also, it won't, I don't think that goes back, does it? Is that sort of a permanent?
it does shrink down
will
a
shrink
bit.
back,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. These will never go back to normal.
Yeah.
Because basically I punched those.
Yeah, I was going to say you've taken the flesh
Yeah.
out, right?
Yeah. I've
How
got
is
a-
it to blow your nose? I know everyone's probably thinking
Same as everything. Yeah,
You don't have
I mean,
any
you
issues.
cover the sides of your nose with the tissue anyway, so it's
Yeah,
no
yeah,
different. If I put a bit too much pressure on it, obviously the tunnel pushes against the inside of my nose. But other than that,
Yeah.
don't have any issues. It's a bit interesting. You've got a bit of a. I have actually noticed it out the corner of my eye. It comes out the tunnel. So,
Just aim it at someone you don't like at work.
as long
or
as no one's walking past me, then we've got nothing to worry about.
little pie tricks. I used to have the lip piercing here, and I used to, spit the alcohol through it and stuff. Oh, yours is quite big as well. So is yours a tunnel?
That's stretched to 13 mil.
Oh, okay. So you can do lots of tricks with that then, yeah.
I like it though. I mean, it's 13 mil, so I like 13. So
That's it, yeah.
I'll probably leave
The
it.
lucky number 3.
And unlucky for some.
Yeah.
I've got
My
a f-
friend's got actually a lot of 13 tattoos.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
loves
It's quite
them as well.
quite popular in the tattoo industry.
Actually, no, I've got 2 tattoos. I had the 1111 tattooed on my
Okay.
back last year with my friend. Yeah, me and my
Fair
friend
enough.
done it as a little treat, so we done it together.
Yeah,
But
why not?
even that was
Why-
just 4 straight lines, and I was literally got up and there was a human-sized sweat patch on the bed. I was like,
I mean, to be fair, I mean it is a bit of a shock to the system, so you're gonna sweat a bit anyway. But
yeah, definitely.
it's an interesting one when you're doing like a long sit, like on your front or on your back, and then you just get up and you're just kind of stuck to the cling film that they wrap around the bed. And
Yeah.
like, oh, I'll leave that behind. And
Yeah, and it must. I mean, even the aftercare must be a lot as well, because when you're going so,
it's not necessarily a lot, but
I suppose you've got the experience to
Yeah,
do it. You know
yeah,
what you're
I
doing
mean,
and stuff.
I've got a slightly different way that I heal my tattoos. Basically, I cream and wrap them overnight for the first 3 nights.
Okay.
And it basically gets it past the scabbing stage.
Okay.
Usually works. I mean, I haven't had any issues unless I knock the tattoo or catch it or whatever, or get it out in the sun too much while it's healing.
Yeah.
Tends to be all right. Yeah, and just like give it a clean up, obviously, in the morning. Don't do anything with it for the first 3 days through the day.
Okay.
And then maybe like the 4th day or even the 5th day sometimes, just start creaming it a couple of times a day.
Oh, okay.
So
Nice.
it works for me.
Yeah, and
Not
I think
everyone's
when
the
you
same.
yeah, when you do things a lot, you learn your own way,
Yeah,
don't you?
exactly. Yeah, you know what works for you and what doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, because I used to have quite a few piercings when I was younger, and I never used to. It sounds disgusting, but I never used to clean them because it works.
I don't clean mine either.
Yeah,
just
and
leave them to heal naturally.
They told one of them. They told me to do the cleaning and stuff, and it just wouldn't heal. So I stopped cleaning them, and you just find your body actually.
That's it. Exactly. Yeah, that's it.
If your body's working correctly, it will fix itself.
Yeah, because with piercings as well, some people they can clean them too much, which irritates the skin.
Yeah, and it stays moist, doesn't it?
Exactly.
So,
yeah. Similar sort of thing with tattoos. You don't want them too moist, but then at the same time you don't want them too dry.
Yeah,
kind of in between,
just finding their own balance.
Yeah, again,
and you know your own body, don't you?
Exactly.
At the same time?
Yeah, everyone heals their tattoos differently. You know, what I mean, some people they'll only use a moisturizer. Some people only use, I think it's coconut oil.
Yeah.
You know, so I stick with Bepanthen. It works for me.
Yeah, quite a few people use Bepanthen actually. So yeah, I mean, going back to, you started at 17 and would you say you sort of like, I don't know, you got like a adrenaline rush, or what was the sensation you had from tattoos that made you want to sort of explore it
I think it was
further?
more just the fact that I like the look.
Yeah.
I like the form of expression because it's permanent.
Yeah.
You know, and then you've also got kind of like this, how can I word it to make sense? It makes sense in my head. I struggle to find the words sometimes.
That's fine. You don't worry, I'm exactly the same. Tell it how you feel and we'll find our way through it.
It's kind of like it shows dedication as well. I think that's a little part of it.
Yeah.
You know, like you got some people like they show their dedication in their job or whatever, or you've got some people that spend loads of money on a car and stuff like
or
that.
Or trainers and
exactly,
things like that's how they express themselves,
But yeah, I think with tattoos, it's dedication.
Yeah.
Especially, not that I'm bigging myself up or anything, but especially with blackout, solid black, you know, it's a hell of a lot of dedication.
Yeah, it's a big statement.
A lot more. I mean, obviously you've got people that have really colourful tattoos, full sleeves, full bodysuits, Japanese bodysuits.
Yeah, I love them
stuff
ones,
like
to be
that.
fair.
But I think because it's essentially like it's one colour, you know, I find it's a slightly different level of dedication.
Yeah,
in my opinion,
it's I suppose more like the extreme end of it.
Basically, yeah. And
also, this is what I mean about my ADHD. I told you about this. I have random things coming into my head. So, what's the difference between the green ink and the black ink? So there's no difference, because I noticed that some tattoos look very green, and then you have yours looks black.
It depends.
But the older school tattoo, I think, was more of a green ink.
I think it's just the mixture of the ink, basically.
Okay. So depending who you use them.
Yeah. I mean, the more old school inks, originally it's black, but then it fades to green, like you say.
Right, okay.
I don't really know why.
Oh, okay,
I'm not going to lie.
Yeah,
I don't really know that much about it.
I wasn't sure if there was a difference between the two, to be honest, because obviously this new blackout trend being, but this new blackout, is there a different ink they use? Or is it just the standard?
I think it's literally just the old school tattoos. It's just a different type of ink, basically. I think that's what it is. Different mixture, the way they produce it, I suppose, is different.
Yeah.
I mean,
so have you always used do you use the same tattooist?
No.
No.
In the earlier years of getting tattooed, I was just kind of going here, there and everywhere, wherever I could get in, basically.
Yeah.
Probably maybe about 6 or 7 years or so ago, I started going to a different studio, and I kind of stuck with them for quite a bit. It's only really been within the past year or so that I've gone to a different studio, so I'm going to try and stick with them.
Yeah.
I mean, the other studio I went to, initially I started going there, I was out of work for quite a few years at that point, and it was somewhere to kind of fit in, like-minded people.
Yeah.
But since I got a job, I mean, it's...
So were you working at the other tattoo shop, or was you just...
No, I was just hanging around there, basically, because I had nothing else to do.
Yeah. And I was going to ask as well, like, do you struggle with employment because of the look? Do you struggle to get...
Not really. I mean, I think I was quite lucky before I got the job I'm at now. I've always done agency work. So thankfully... Basically, agencies don't really care what you look like.
Yeah.
So I was quite lucky in that respect. I mean, I'd done warehouse work in the past, done a bit of labouring on building sites. Thankfully, they don't really care what you look like.
Yeah.
As long as you do the job.
Did it ever worry you at one, any point when you were building up your tattoos?
It didn't really worry me as such.
Yeah.
But I just kind of thought, well, if they're not going to give me a job because of the way I look, then I'll find somewhere else.
Oh, I was going to say something less polite than that.
I was thinking that, but I thought I'd be slightly more polite.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. Yeah. And even on the McDonald's adverts recently, they've got tattoos. The girls have got tattoos on the adverts and sleeves and stuff.
Yeah.
So there is more acceptance now. But, 10 years ago, I think it was a very different
I was
story.
going to say, in about 10, 15 years or so, it's become a lot more popular, thankfully.
Yeah, yeah.
But I mean, I never really let it bother me.
Yeah.
I mean, the way I look at it is, as long as you're not going out of your way to insult or hurt someone, do what you want.
It don't matter. Yeah.
Do what makes you happy, basically.
And what makes you happy other than tattoos? Is there any other hobbies? Say the tattoos. The tattoos. That's why you got so many there.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Do you find that you sort of your friendship groups revolve around the tattoos and the lifestyle and the artwork? And
I'm not going to lie. I don't really have any sort of social life outside of work.
Oh, you don't? Just quite like your own little time.
Yeah, I mean, I've always been a loner, so like listen to my music and playing on my phone.
Yeah.
That's it, really.
Nice.
Have a bit of a kip when I
Perfect
feel
quiet
like
life.
it. Exactly. That's it. That's the way to do it. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, like the guys that I work with, they've got a few tattoos as well, so they appreciate the artwork, which is good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I do it for me, not for anyone else.
Yeah.
So if other people appreciate it, sweet.
And do you find that you do get a lot of appreciation and
I have gone a lot more lately, yeah. Yeah, I mean, quite a few years back, before I started that much with the tattoos, I had a lot more piercings on my face.
Right.
And I had like a Mohican spiked up and stuff.
Cool, that is really cool.
I do miss it. I do miss it. Now I'm going bald. I do miss it.
Get a stick on one.
Yeah. I did find out I got more weird looks walking around looking like that than I did looking like this.
Oh, really?
Which is it's a weird one.
Was there a stigma behind Mohican guys back then?
I'm not sure. I don't really know.
Yeah,
I mean, I just like the look.
Yeah.
It wasn't like I was into the punk lifestyle and all that lot.
That's what comes with it. It's just the look.
I literally just like the look.
Yeah, same. I wasn't into any of that, but yeah, I like the look. It's quite a cool look.
I mean, there's been a few times people ask me if I'm a biker. And I'm
I mean, you would probably take that, yeah.
I mean, my beard was slightly longer back then, but...
Did you wear a leather jacket?
I have got a leather jacket. I wasn't wearing one at the time, but I have got a leather jacket. I've got a leather waistcoat as well.
Oh, okay.
Again, I like the look.
No motorbike, though.
No, too expensive. I spend too much money on tattoos.
Yeah. I mean, if you were to guess, how much do you think you've spent on tattoos?
Minus the ones I've done myself... Probably not as much as you'd think.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's probably maximum 1,700 quid.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I've done pretty much all the blackout you can see. I've done myself.
Okay.
But
so you've got a tattooing. Were you trained to do tattoos? Can you do tattoos? You're just
blacking out.
Okay.
I just pick it up.
Yeah.
For the length of time I've been tattooed.
Yeah. Well, so you've been watching people do it for long enough.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, it's reasonably easy to a certain extent.
Yeah.
But it's more the control of the machine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when I done my face and my throat and stuff, I hand poked it.
You done your own face?
Yeah. Yeah, I done all the blackout on my face myself.
Okay. That is pretty good pain tolerance to do it myself. Because the thing is, I don't know because I don't have many tattoos, but I'm a waxer, right? I do waxing, and I can wax women all day long. However, waxing myself, when I know the pain's coming, it's very hard to actually bring your self mentally to pull the wax. And I could guess it's probably the same because especially on the face as well.
Yeah. When you first start the session, shall we say, yeah, it is a bit tender, but you kind of get used to it. I mean, when I done my face, I hand poked it, so it's not as bad as with a machine.
Okay.
Because you're holding the needle It's like a bit more old school.
The old school one, where, yeah.
So it's not as painful, and I found I could get the depth a bit better doing it that way because you got more control of the needle basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, some areas are a little bit tender.
Yeah, I bet.
Even hand poking it.
Yeah.
I mean, like the lips.
Around the eyes and stuff.
Yeah,
I guess,
yeah, they're tender. The nose is tender around the lips.
Oh,
definitely.
yeah, because you've done your lips as well, haven't you?
Yeah, they need redoing, unfortunately. But
do they? Oh, I suppose because there's the moisture and stuff there, isn't it?
I think because it hurt as well. I probably didn't put as much pressure on it.
Yeah.
So
you've got to be careful as well, because obviously if you go too deep, it can cause infections, can't it? Is it infections or is it scar tissue where you can't read?
Scar tissue.
Scar tissue.
I mean, technically, you can tattoo over scar tissue, depending on how bad it is.
Right, okay.
And if you go into a studio to have it done, it depends on the artist, whether they're used to going over scar tissue, whether they're comfortable with doing it. But as long as too light is better than too heavy, basically, because you can just redo it and touch it up.
For it. Yeah.
But I mean, I've got a few bits like on my arms and over my wrist and stuff that's darker than the rest because I went too deep.
Yeah.
But
it's a learning curve.
Exactly, that's it. But that's the beauty of blackout.
Yeah.
You ruin it, you can go over it again once it's healed and even it out and hide the mistake. But,
yeah, and it's, it's just restarting that canvas again, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
And like you say as well, so it's crazy that you're able to put colour back into it.
Yeah.
Is that available in the UK then, or is it
I don't know whether anyone would be willing to try it.
Yeah.
Basically, I think it's kind of like white on black. It's still a reasonably new concept.
I like the white and black. I think it looks really cool. And I think, do you know what, even when it looked really, really cool is at a festival, when they've got the ultraviolet lights, because all the white will
You can
really
actually
glow.
get UV tattoos.
Yeah, I've seen those. Yeah, I've seen them. But
apparently, they only last about 3 years.
Oh, do they?
I don't know how true that is.
I don't really see the point of those. I suppose they're just
unless
for
you're going to
festivals.
raves constantly, it's a bit pointless.
Yeah, no, my raving days are over, unfortunately. I'm not going through that pain unless people can see it and I can go, that's cool.
Exactly, that's it. Yeah. Because I think with UV tattoos as well, when you don't have the black light on them, they're pretty invisible.
Yeah.
So it's a bit pointless.
It is, yeah.
I've never really seen the fascination with it personally, but
I suppose if you want to have like something like a swear word tattooed on you, but
I'd just have it tattooed on me.
Just have it tattooed on.
Yeah.
Have you had any offensive tattoos on your body that are sort of been like people have been taken aback by?
Not that anyone's noticed.
Oh,
but
okay, that's
I
good.
do have my favourite words tattooed on my leg. I'm not going to show that to the camera.
It's the C word, right? I've got a pair of socks that says "See you next Tuesday" and it goes downwards. And we were in the pub the other day and someone said the word, didn't they? They were arguing, and they were talking about an argument. And she said the word, and my daughter went, "Mum, I know what your socks say now."
Whoops.
And I was like, 2 things are wrong. I shouldn't have worn the socks. 2, I shouldn't be in the pub with people that say the word. She's 12. She's going to learn what the word means. She's never heard me say it. But those socks I've worn in places I shouldn't wear sometimes. I think I was in a job interview. I was somewhere I shouldn't be with normal people, and I had those socks on and I looked down and I thought, fuck.
I'd appreciate it. I'd wear them intentionally.
I would as well, yeah.
I used to have a T-shirt. I've misplaced it a few years back. It said "On hire from Rent a Cunt." That was pretty impressive.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, I think it's more accepted to swear in public and sort of be a bit more relaxed and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, there's still some words like the one that I've just said out loud.
Yeah, I don't really say that word. I wouldn't say that word. I think it's a funny word when other people say it, but I wouldn't say it. I'm not in a mean way. I think more in a jesting way.
Yeah.
But as a real word, it's a very horrible word, and I don't use it on anyone unless they are one.
But I just see it as it's just a word, basically. It's in the English language, so I don't see the problem.
Is it in the dictionary? I don't know.
I don't actually know. I haven't read it in a while.
No, it's been a while for me as well, to be fair. So what are the plans now? So you're going to black out the legs as well, or are you keeping the legs for now?
Yeah, they do need redoing, unfortunately.
Right.
Unfortunately. Still got to do my feet as well. Well, I've got line work on my feet.
Okay.
I've done that myself. It's kind of crap. But,
But the thing is, I suppose it's just like you're practicing. You know you can cover it again. And
yeah, that's it. Well, originally I got some line work on there. I did try and do a design that I wanted to keep. But again, the control of the machine and stuff and getting the lines in properly, it's all not straight and it's just crap. But I think for someone with no training, I think I've
done all right.
Half decent job.
Would you not want to become a tattooist yourself?
It's too much stress.
Yeah.
I tried. I've done a bit of an apprenticeship a few years back, but it's just that environment because at that time I was the only apprentice in the studio.
Okay.
So I was basically learning piercings, learning tattooing, dealing with customers, the paperwork and sorting out payments. Doing the cleaning.
So you're doing everything, the job's body.
And stuff. It's just got too much. So I don't deal with stress very well. So as little stress as possible and I'm happy.
Yeah, and I think as well, when you want to do something for the enjoyment of doing it, when you turn that into a job role, it just takes away the passion sometimes.
Well, technically, tattooing is classed as a hobby.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
A paid hobby?
Essentially, yeah. Does
the tax man think that?
No, unfortunately, you still got to pay tax, unfortunately, unless you're doing cash in hands and not telling anyone about it.
Which studios do that.
But that's a weird one. That I mean, tattooist, doesn't identify as an official job role.
Okay.
Because I don't know whether it's maybe because there's no guarantee of continuous work.
Yeah.
So it's just classed as a hobby. Yeah. And I'd rather have a job.
Yeah.
With a regular
when you know the
income.
money's coming in.
Exactly.
But it's self-employment, isn't it? When you're doing stuff like that, which is always risky. I know I'm self-employed.
I wouldn't be able to deal with that either. Too much stress. And then
it has its benefits. If it's going well, it has its benefits.
Yeah,
if it's going
of course.
Bad, it doesn't.
Yeah, and then it's like, we'll deal with all the paperwork. So, you could pay an accountant to do it for you. It's like, but that's my money.
Oh, no. Honestly, accountants are worth their money in gold. They really are, because they know exactly what you can put through. Yeah. And I've only learnt that in this second year. The first year, I paid way too much money out that I shouldn't have paid out. What was I going to say? So you've had your teeth shaved into sort of, is there a name for it? Points. Yeah. And
simple as that.
And where would you go for that? Is that sort of?
I don't know. I done mine myself.
Oh, you done it yourself?
Yeah.
Oh, did you? Wow.
Yeah. You can get the mini file sets of different shapes, and I just used the triangle one.
They for specifically for teeth.
No.
Right. Okay.
No, you can get them
just
from
files.
B&Q or something like that.
Wow.
It's normally meant for metal or wood, whatever.
Wow, and you didn't experience any pain, or?
I did on one of these ones back here.
Right.
I went a bit too far and I caught the top of the nerve.
Oh.
But other than that, you've got no pain receptors
if you go
in your
to the
teeth.
dentist, they don't tell you off or anything?
Dentist, what's one of those?
You're not going there, no.
I did go a little while ago, actually. I had an issue with wisdom tooth.
Okay, funnily enough, not the tooth that you shaved down.
Exactly, yeah. And I didn't say anything about that. No. Don't really look after my teeth, and I haven't got any problems with them.
Yeah.
I've still got all of them. They're reasonably healthy. So
because the only thing is that my obviously concern would be exposing the nerves, obviously, because the nerves in the centre. So as soon as you take that edge off, then obviously they've got a risk of you can still eat ice cream and drink hot drinks and stuff like that, and it doesn't affect you. So what inspired you to
bite ice cream?
Oh, that's disgusting. I can't. I've never even done that as a child, let alone now. You eat ice. Sorry, my boyfriend's in the room, the photographer. And he's like, I eat ice cream. Yeah, it makes me cringe when it is that. What inspired you to want to do the teeth? Is it something you saw, or?
Yeah, something I just like the look of.
Yeah.
I think it's over in America, is known as the Lizard Man.
No, I know the Lizard Man.
He's got his teeth filed at the points. I thought that looks cool.
So is that something you would go towards with the tongue and the facial implants? Because he's got facial implants, has he?
He has, yeah. He's got balls under the eyebrows. I'd consider it to a certain extent, but I probably wouldn't do it because no one in this country will do it.
No, they won't.
And I don't have a passport.
You don't want to go there and get it. You don't want to.
I do, but then I don't want to pay out all the money.
Yeah. It's a massive amount of money, and I don't even. I'm not sure if it's legal in America, is it, or is it still sort of done on the back?
I think it is.
I think
it's legal. Yeah. I mean, there's different other countries as well where you could do a hell of a lot more.
Yeah.
I mean, there's Black Alien Project. He went to Mexico and had 2 of his fingers removed. Literally, like down to there, he's had 2 of his fingers removed. He's had his ears removed.
Wow.
He's had like the front
It's
of his
plastic
nose removed.
surgery, basically.
Essentially,
but
yeah.
different.
Yeah, he's had like section taken out of his top lip as well. He's got implants under like pretty much all of his head. He looks. It does look pretty cool, to be fair. He's going for the look of an alien.
Yeah.
And the kind of generic alien look is like the bulbous head, and it goes a bit smaller. So he's got the look.
Yeah.
You know, and he's got quite a lot of blackout and stuff. He's more.
I'm going to look who this guy is when I get out of here, because I've not seen it.
But
yeah, I've seen
on
the
Instagram,
lizard man and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I do like watching different, how different people live, how different people express themselves. Yeah, and it's quite interesting. I think, you've only got one life, so you may as well live it how you want to live it, and not.
Exactly. We're here for a good time, not a long time.
That's the one. Well, we might be here for a good time and a long time if we're very lucky. Yeah. So what would you, if someone was thinking about going, is there any setbacks that you've had in your life from having so many tattoos? Is there anything you would be more cautious of if you could do it again, or are you just completely happy with the journey you've taken? Yeah.
Happy with it.
And so you know those things. Did you do them?
Yeah.
Oh, how are you doing these? How?
I ordered a dermal punch online. It's
Okay.
essentially a circular blade.
Okay.
And I basically just shoved a tissue up my nose to bulk it out, and I just sat there and just took a core of skin out of my nose. Yeah, it hurt. It hurt.
So did you start small and then you stretched it?
Yeah.
Okay, so what was the original
I punched
size?
them at 8 mil.
8 mil.
Which is
still
the same
considerable.
thickness of that.
Yeah, there's still a considerable
Yeah.
amount of.
Well, at that point, I couldn't find a 10 mil.
Okay.
Because I thought, 10 mils, double digits, nice and easy. But yeah, I could only find an 8 mil at that point.
And then you just stretched it the rest
Yeah.
with they're like diamondy.
Yeah, no, I
things,
didn't use
isn't it?
those.
I didn't use
No.
just.
No, I had the tunnel in, and I had a look on eBay, and I managed to find the odd numbers
Okay.
in the plugs. So I basically just went up 1 mil at a time.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Left them in for a bit until they loosened up, till I could pull them about without them hurting.
Yeah.
Noticed a little bit of a gap at the top of the tunnel.
Oh,
Get
you
the
fit
next
the next
size.
one in. Will you go bigger than that?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna keep-
I've had them up to 20 mil, and they're at 16 at the minute.
Okay.
So I've got 4 mil to go to get back up
And you
to
want to
20
get back
mil.
up to 20.
Yeah.
And in terms of the healing with that must have been quite.
To be fair, it was the initial sort of healing till I could pull them about. It was only like 2 weeks.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, because basically I took the core of skin out, put the tunnel in there straight away. So it just healed.
Right,
Healed
okay.
around that.
No antibiotics, nothing like that.
No.
You must have a very good, I'm taking it probably to be fair, you've probably got a very good immune system with the fact that you've, well, your skin's recovered a lot, hasn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
Your body's had a lot of trauma
Yeah,
to the skin.
yeah.
So you must be very well in yourself for all
must
of
be.
those things, yeah. Well, the thing is, it's good to test your body about
Yeah.
these things. And the sickest people, they're the ones that don't do any, don't put themselves through any sort of
No immune system.
Yeah, exactly. You can't protect yourself by staying away from everything.
Exactly. You got to build up an immunity.
Yeah.
And in any situation,
I think it's really interesting that you've done a lot of this stuff to yourself, because I would never have thought that looking at you. The piercings especially, because is that available in the UK to have this sort of piercing done?
It depends where you go.
Okay.
It depends where you go.
Legally, is it available?
It depends whether they're willing to do it.
Okay.
I haven't seen any studios that have done it in this country.
Yeah.
But I think especially America and Mexico and some other foreign countries, I can't think of the names of them at the minute. I think those sorts of modifications are a lot more popular.
Yeah.
They've been a lot more popular for a lot longer. So
There's a lot more
a lot more common to go into kind of any studio to a certain extent and say, oh, I want this done. Yeah, sweet, we'll do that. Bang.
Yeah.
Whereas in this country, I think they tend to stick to the standard piercings.
Yeah.
Because it's easier.
And risk of being sued, maybe.
maybe that did actually happen a few years back with one guy. I'm not going to name drop, but
Okay.
those that know about the stuff know of him. Yeah, he had a bit of a situation. Basically, I'm not 100% sure on the details, so apologies if I get it wrong. But basically, someone sued him for I can't remember, I think it was Pixie Ears or something like that. And then these certain people that were investigating it went round and asked a few other people, and they admitted that he had done it, and unfortunately he got put in prison for it.
Oh, he went to prison.
Yeah,
so it's pixie ears taking flesh from the ears.
Yeah,
is it?
yeah. Basically, they take a section of it out and then
Right.
just put it into take a section, like a triangle of it out,
Yeah.
or maybe a slither down there, and then they just make it into a point, basically.
It's quite cool.
I think that's what it was.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
basically, it's
He was
seen as
cutting
assault.
it was cutting, yes, partial of the
Yeah.
ear. Because obviously it can't grow back. It's permanent,
Yeah.
isn't it? And I
Yeah.
suppose you need to be a plastic surgeon. In this country, I'm taking it if you remove parts, maybe.
I don't actually know whether you'd even be able to get that done if you went private.
No, yeah,
No.
because it's a bit, it's a bit extreme.
Yeah,
isn't it?
I think it kind of stems back from however many years ago, might have been hundreds of years or whatever. If you pay someone to cause you pain, you're basically seen as mentally ill.
Yeah. It was. I was going to say,
Essentially,
yeah.
words to that effect.
Yeah.
And I think they've basically stuck with that.
Yeah.
So if you want any body modifications that are seen as extreme,
Then
you
you have to go for a
shouldn't
mental
be doing
health
it
assessment.
because
Yeah.
you need your head looking at.
Yeah.
So basically, it's the way that they look at it.
I agree
So,
with you. That's what I was
yeah,
going to
it's-
say. There's a lot more that
it's
goes
illegal,
behind it.
basically, in this country, as
Yeah.
far as I'm aware.
Do you know how long you got? Was it quite?
I don't know.
No.
I don't know the ins and outs of it.
Yeah.
I just like hearsay, basically,
Yeah.
is all I know.
Yeah, I mean, you don't see a lot of people in the UK, walking around with these modifications. It's quite rare, unless I suppose you go into like Camden, into London, you might see a few more people
Hmm. Yeah.
around there. But it's mostly like the States, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's a lot more stuff out there.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen a couple of people that have had certain modifications, and they've gone abroad for it. Like I saw a guy in Daventry, however long ago it was now, and he had the horn implants. Well, not
Yeah.
horn implants. They're basically just silicone balls
Yeah,
with,
yeah, I've
with a
seen
flat
them.
base.
Yeah.
To make it look like you bumped your head, basically.
Yeah.
He had a couple of those in. I thought it looked pretty cool, personally.
I was wondering, when I saw you with those headphones that you've bought in, I didn't know if they were modifications. They're really cool, aren't they? I love them.
I bought the horns separately. Bought them
did you?
on Etsy.
What did you just say?
I thought it was actually ones.
Yeah, no, they're not. No,
What do you mean?
they're headphones.
Yeah,
Oh, here you
yeah,
are. Oh, so you've attached them to the
Yeah.
headphones. Here, I'll
Yeah.
put them on myself.
I
As
thought
great
it was
look.
ones.
So I thought that they might have been already attached because I thought maybe that's a new thing that's out there. Because in America, it probably is, to be quite
You
honest.
probably,
able
could
to do something
find
like
them
that.
if you typed in the
Yeah.
right thing online. You probably could find them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I already had the headphones.
Yeah.
Scrolling through random stuff on Instagram or whatever. Can't remember exactly what it was. You tipped me through.
Yeah,
I like the looks
your
of that.
cookies must
Take
be
me
pretty
through.
extreme on your phone because it must bring up all sorts of different stuff. And the thing is, as well, you can go down like a real rabbit hole, can't
Hmm.
you? Because obviously you've already put yourself out there to say, "Oh, this I'm starting to look at this different sort of lifestyle." And I suppose there's probably extreme that goes so much further.
Yeah.
Like I've seen some of the stuff, with the, they have all the hooks and stuff, and then you can really hang from like
Suspension.
suspension and stuff like that. Yeah.
Pretty self-explanatory
yeah,
name for it.
yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, I like the idea of it, but I don't think I'd ever have the balls to do it. Basically,
Yeah.
I mean, you've had some people. It's just literally by two hooks in the chest.
Crazy, isn't
You
it?
know, I saw there's a.
I shouldn't say crazy because that's the wrong word to use. I don't mean in a crazy as in they're crazy. I mean just it seems for me like
Yeah, but I
I
mean,
can't imagine hanging myself for 2 minutes.
that's the thing, though. It's the same word, but it can be used in mean
Yeah.
different things depending on the situation.
Yeah.
I mean, I use crazy, insane all the time.
Yeah.
But it's not meant in
You're
a
not
nasty
meaning
way.
it in nice in a.
You know,
Yeah.
it's more of a compliment to a certain extent.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, you're fucking mental doing that.
Yeah.
But it's meant to say, good on you.
Yeah.
You know,
You've
it's
got
not,
some balls.
you shouldn't have been doing
Yeah.
that, you know. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know, dedication.
Dedication,
Going back
that's
to
it.
earlier on,
Yeah.
yeah, that's it. That's what it is. It's dedication. You know, I mean, you got some people. It's an art form, basically.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%.
Especially with the suspensions as well. I've seen some pictures online, and they're in like a laying down position, and then they've got hooks like in the arm, and then in the sides and in the legs, and they're basically suspended, but it looks like they're laying down on the floor.
Oh, okay.
You know, it's
Yeah. I
yeah,
mean,
it's just-
it really does make you some interesting photography, and it really does make you look and go, wow, the human body can do that.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
we don't think that we're capable of so many things, but obviously, you know,
Yeah,
look at that and go, wow.
There's a documentary that I found. I think it's still on YouTube. I don't know for definite, but it's called Modify.
Okay.
It was on the telly however many years ago, and they go into all the different variations of body modification, and it's stuff that you wouldn't consider a body modification, like your nails.
Yeah.
That's a
Some
body
of it is,
modification.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cutting your hair a certain way,
Yeah.
putting makeup on, it's all body modification because you're modifying the way your body naturally looks. You know, and people don't see that because they had loads of stuff on there, drag queens, you know, it's just surgery, breast implants.
Yeah.
You know, dentists, like when you have the dental implants,
Yeah,
it's,
and all
it's
the
a body
turkey
modification.
teeth. Yeah.
You know, and
It's
people
just how we
don't see
choose to
that.
express ourselves in
Exactly.
different ways, and
Yeah.
which cultures we want to express
Yeah.
and different things like
Yeah.
that.
I
And I
mean-
think it's interesting, you know, when you see someone so covered in tattoos, there's always a sort of story to see behind the tattoos.
Yeah.
And now your story, you're starting all over again. And that's quite interesting, you know, at
Yeah.
your age to go around.
That's it.
There's a new story
It's
coming.
never ending.
Yeah,
it's
the
never ending
story.
That's the beauty of it, though.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of it. Maybe one day I'll get fed up with them, but hopefully not anytime
not much you
soon.
can do now,
No,
guys.
exactly. I mean, I could find like skin colour and try and go over
Yeah.
it all with that, but take a little while.
Yeah, I mean, that was, I don't know. Would that work? Would take a skin colour?
I mean,
get yourself a nice tan.
it probably would, but you'd probably have to top it up to keep the shade. But then again, if you want a tan, just leave it to fade
This
naturally.
might be a new market, you know, tattooing a tan on, because I keep having to go sunbeds and it comes, and then the fake tan smells, so I might just get a tan tattoo.
Exactly, that's
Although
it.
I can't handle tattoos, so I don't know how that's going to work. I've tried to work something out.
Just have a bath in creosote and just let it soak in.
What's that?
Creosote's wood stain.
Oh, is it? That's pretty much what my tan looks like after I've put it on anyway.
Yeah. David Dickinson, he's soaked
Yeah, the
have a
original
bath in
tan man.
creosote. That's it.
He's the original tan man. I used to love watching him when he used to bunk off school.
Oh, the secret's coming out now.
Yeah. So any more plans for piercings? Is there any sort of anything that you're going to explore down?
I kind of want to get some more piercings, but I'll probably do it myself.
Have you had this done before?
Yes,
Yeah.
multiple times.
Oh, okay. So this rejects quite a lot, doesn't it, that one?
It's not the fact that it rejected, but I just took it out. I mean, I had 2 in there, and then I got a 3rd one, but that was through less skin. So unfortunately, that grew out quite
Okay.
quick because it was a straight bar. So I had the 2 in there for ages, and then when I started tattooing my face, I took them out just because it was easier, and I just never really
Didn't put
got
'em back
back
in.
putting them back in.
I was actually going to get that piercing once. I really
It's
like
good.
that one.
It's a good one.
I had the septum, the nostril, and I was going to get that one done.
Mm.
But then I got bored.
Well, I did redo them a little while ago, and then I took them out again, and then I redone it. I pierced it at 4mm, found a 4mm blade.
nice fat
So,
one.
but
I'd done it yourself again, did you?
oh yeah,
So do you just use, I suppose you've got piercing needles then. Do you use that? Okay,
you
yeah.
can find them online.
And your tongue's pierced?
Yeah, it's stretched,
Just one?
just the one.
Okay.
Stretched to 10mm.
Okay, so it's a big fat, but oh, fuck. Jesus. So
hurt.
you've stretched out. Yeah. Oh, my tongue piercing I nearly fainted when I had my tongue done. I don't know why I didn't think about how horrendous having a needle through your tongue would be. And I was only 15.
I can think of worse
We used
piercings
to
on the
always,
tongue.
yeah, I know. I take it, are those places pierced as well? Yeah. I don't dread to think what size those mills are.
4. They're only at 4 mil.
4, okay.
Yeah.
And did you do that yourself?
No.
Okay. Phew. I was going to pass out if I had to.
I am considering doing another one though.
Okay,
but
by yourself?
yeah.
Wow.
Probably, yeah. Be the safest bet.
My friend...
Just to be on the safe side. The last one wasn't numbed actually, and that didn't actually hurt, which I was really surprised at.
Sometimes adrenaline though, because adrenaline can take over that pain factor, can't it?
Yeah.
So especially when you're having somewhere like that done. I mean...
That wasn't as painful as getting the nipples done the second time.
Yes, I've had mine done the second time and it was definitely more painful. I agree with you. And you did crossover as well.
On both of them, yeah.
So with the men's, they go through, but with the women's, they go behind. Is that true? Or is it the
Other
same?
way around.
Okay, so
Because
women's...
the women's nipples are bigger.
So
So
they
they
go
can go
through.
through it.
Yours,
But with
they
the
go-
men's, it goes behind the actual nipple.
Yeah,
Still hurts.
it still hurts.
But
It's-
with the second one, you got to go in. So it's essentially touching the bar and then feed it under and then come out.
Oh, so there's a lot more wiggling. When you say
Yeah.
the second time, you mean because you put the
Literally
crossover?
because I've got the cross,
Oh,
yeah.
okay, yeah,
and
yeah.
what the reason they do that is because you need to make sure there's no skin between the bars. Because if it pinches, it hurts.
Yeah, I
So
bet.
yeah,
Oh,
it's like getting two
it's an
piercings.
internal pinch, basically, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
Oh,
It's basically like getting two piercings at once because it goes in and then you got to like, line it up there and make sure that you can feel against the bar.
yeah.
Even the slightest slither of
Are
skin.
you saying
it'll
that you did
pinch.
that piercing?
Oh no!
Oh, you had it done.
No.
Okay, yeah.
I didn't pay for it though, thankfully, because that would have hurt.
The price always hurts.
Yeah.
Although, to be fair, piercings are so cheap now. They used to be like expensive, but you can get them done a bit worryingly too cheap, to be fair, at some places.
Yeah. I think average is maybe 20, 25 quid per piercing. Anything less than that, and you're like, really?
Well, I think the worst thing is when I see the teenagers all queuing up outside the tattoo shops. And I know we used to lie.
One in particular that will not be mentioned.
I think we're probably thinking of the same one. But yeah, after 3 o'clock, you see the queue of the kids hanging outside and you're like, and I know he does, I think it's 2 for 50 on the nipple piercings and something like that, which is it is cheap, Or no, it might even be 2 for 30, I think it was, not 2 for 50. And I sat there with my boobs out for a long time before he pierced them. I thought, is he going to I sat there and I was like, is he going to get the needle out? Like, even my friend was sat there, she went, you did have your boobs out for a long time before he pierced them. That's why it was 2 for £30.
Why not?
Oh, God.
Appreciate the view. Here you go, get some money off. Bang, you're done.
Yeah.
Go on then.
Yeah, I don't know if I was consenting to it, though. That's the thing, isn't it? So, yeah, obviously you must, for me, like I'd said, I've seen you around and I really did want to approach you, especially because I've only been doing the podcast for like 6 months. So it's not something, before, I was just always interested to know like people's story behind the art, basically, and how they express themselves, because we all express ourselves in different ways. I'm an angry person.
At least you're honest about it. Nothing wrong with that.
I don't even know how I express myself. I suppose, just being very out there and, like you say, you're quite, introverted in yourself as a person, but you like to express yourself through your art and your body. And you were saying that you actually get quite a lot of positive from people like these days, which is
the
really,
amount of
really
people
good.
that have asked to have a selfie with me is crazy.
Yeah.
I should start charging, but I'm too nice.
And I think people are probably surprised how friendly you are and stuff. I bet they're a bit like, whoa, actually,
Yeah, I think some people, to a certain extent, they still have that bit of stigma. Tattoos, avoid them, but just be nice and speak to me and. Just a normal guy.
Depending on what day it is. Yeah, no, you are.
If
you
it's
are
after work or on a weekend, I'm happy as Larry.
Yeah. Just don't approach you when you're at work. Don't ask you any questions. That's like everyone, though, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? We're all entitled to have our bad days and our bad moments, but overall,
I mean, to be fair, I don't really. If someone's come up to me and approaches me to do the way I look, even if I'm in a bit of a shitty day, it perks me up a bit.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, the thing is, you can't. I suppose you have to accept that people are going to look.
yeah, exactly.
You know,
yeah.
and
it goes without saying.
and I bet kids sort of go.
Kids love it.
Yeah,
Kids'
and my
reactions
son,
are the
my
best.
son was like, "Look at that man!" And I'm like, "Yeah, he looks cool, doesn't he?" He's like, "Yeah," and kids
Definitely
are
the
great.
best. Yeah.
because they just break the ice, don't they? You know.
That's how everyone should be. You know, not
yeah.
afraid to say what's on your mind to a certain extent.
I'd be in a lot of trouble if I said what was on my mind all the time. But yeah, I know what you
I think
mean.
I would be as well.
Yeah, I mean, even like when I go on holiday with the kids and stuff, and we'll be in a different country, and the kids don't even speak English, and my kids will go and make friends with the kids that don't speak that language, and they'll be like, I don't know what she's saying to me, but we're having a great time. But yeah, as adults, we'll sit there and we'll be, oh, should we speak to them?
Yeah.
And we're really, worried about how we come across to others.
It's because you get taught as you grow up to withhold certain things and not be as open.
Yeah,
As
as fear of
you-
judgment and stuff.
Yeah, as not be as open as you naturally should be.
Yeah.
We're pretty sure we're the only species that happens to as you grow
give a
up.
shit.
Yeah, or are told that we should,
Yeah. Yeah.
which I think is the main thing.
Yeah. It's about how we're sort of told to do things.
Yeah,
And controlled.
Exactly. Someone might find it offensive.
Yeah. Oh, I'm in
Fuck
so
'em.
much trouble with my offensiveness. The thing is with me, I'm like, I don't like, obviously there's a certain part where you have to educate yourself. You're not going out there to hurt anyone or be
Yeah.
rude to anyone. But at the same time, everyone just needs to chill the fuck out. Like,
Yeah.
you know I'm not trying to be offensive. You know I've said it from a light-hearted place. If it's, upsetting, then obviously there's a way to come across and say that that's how it is. I just recorded with Ray, like I told you about her in the car, my friend, with cerebral palsy, and she said, the awkwardness that people have around disability and they feel like they can't recognise it. And, so for instance, someone might have a disability and then they try to act like they didn't realise I didn't notice. I didn't notice you were in a wheelchair. And you couldn't
in a
walk.
wheelchair.
And you're
yeah.
like, no, you did notice. like,
no legs. I didn't realise.
Yeah, I didn't realise. Yeah, like that sort of awkwardness. And she's just like, just fucking like, just, let's just talk about it and be open.
That's it.
Yeah.
Just we're all people.
Yeah, we're all human.
Yeah.
One race.
Yeah, that's it. A lot of people don't seem to realise that, but
Yeah.
that's maybe a
But
story for another time.
our differences are what make us, special. And it's nice to talk about those differences. And you express yourself the way you express yourself, and I do it the way I do it. And I'm looking forward to seeing where the journey goes in the next 10 years. So I have to catch up again in a couple of years and see what else you're doing with yourself.
Yeah. Hopefully, I'll be a lot further along. But
Yeah.
we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Motivation and everything.
We'll bring some UV lights in and light you up as well. If you've got the white stuff, it'll look really cool. But thank you so much for coming today. I really
Thank you for
appreciate you
having me.
coming along. And if there's anything that anyone, I don't know how you feel about having any sort of tags in your social media and stuff underneath the content.
To be fair, the only reason I go on Instagram is to look at other pages and the videos they post of
Yeah.
crashes and tattoos and stuff. So,
Suspensions. So
so
I remember you
don't
saying
really use it, to be
don't
honest,
really
other
use it,
than
yeah.
watching stuff that other people post.
Yeah, so
think
you
I
don't
post-
post any content at all. You're not
No.
sort of into that social media life, and you're not really interested, because we spoke in the car about. Would you be interested in doing any sort of modelling or film work or anything like that?
I don't know. I think it depends on what mood I'm in on that day.
Yeah,
To a certain extent, I like the idea of it, but then at the same time, I'm like, well, that's not why I've done.
not why you're doing
not
it.
why I've done it.
Yeah.
But
I suppose
I
it
just-
depends what the assignment is.
Yeah,
so
of
it
course,
needs to be
yeah.
personal to you, and
Yeah.
if it goes with your morals and your
Yeah,
back,
exactly.
So,
Yeah. I mean, for example, background role in, I don't know, a TV program in a gang scene or something like that. If it's in the background, I'm not too fussed.
Yeah.
I like the idea of it. But then if it's something along the lines of having even one or two speaking roles, and I'm like, No, I'm all right, thanks. I'll stick to the shadows.
Yeah.
I can hide better in the shadows.
Stay in the background, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's just me, you know. I've always been at the back and I'm comfortable there.
You're comfortable at the back.
Yeah, because if you're at the front, then, you know, everyone expects that from you all the time.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're at the back, you can come forward and surprise people every now and then.
I think that's quite interesting because I think your personality does surprise people actually. Like as myself, meeting you properly for the first time today, you are sort of in the shadows and then when you get to, you are, very...
Once I get
it's a nice little surprise. So I'm glad that you came on the show.
Something that I'm interested in, you can't shut me up.
Yeah, I'm exactly the same.
But then normally, like, unless someone speaks to me first, I'm just normally in my own little bubble.
Yeah.
I say headphones
so
are on.
Yeah, it's not that you're like not trying to speak to people. You're just as very introverted. And you like to have your own like headspace and stuff.
Yeah, depending on what mood I'm in. Sometimes I can kind of go out of my way to avoid speaking to people, but
yeah, I do that.
Not that often,
especially.
thankfully.
That's what the bedroom door locks for. Like, Mummy's going to have some out time. Anyway, right. Thank you so much for today. I'm going to wrap it up now.
Yeah.
And thank you. And I'll see you again soon.
Awesome. Appreciate it.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.